Slaughter to Prevail is back with a brand new song titled Viking. Look, we don't need to dwell with this intro. You know exactly why I clicked on this video. This is going to be some badass deathcore, so that's all we need for chit chat. So Slaughter to Prevail, Viking. We're starting tribal, that's cool, okay. That sound effect though. This is sick, man. That sound. Getting some Slipknot feels from it, but it's badass though. Oh, okay, that's sick. I love how it hits right into that. Holy shit. Take some shit in that chord production. It sounds pretty sick too. Here we go. Come on! Ah, that's that. Shit. I could have used a little bit more, man. Still though, let's talk about it. Okay. I'll say it right here and I'll say it right now, but I think this is one of the best songs that Slaughter Prevail has written since Demolisher. Like, Coslam kicked ass, and some of the latest singles, it seems to be branching into clean vocals, and I know some fans haven't been absolutely loving it. I don't mind the experimentation, but this song was just a face-melting, just ripper, man. And what I loved was just how tribal and animalistic it was, which works for Alex Terrible and Slaughter Prevail's kind of like style, right? So let me break it down through the pros and cons, but number one pro is what I was just saying, that tribal energy. It just, the song is titled Vikings, and Vikings were fucking brutal, right? And it just makes sense for that, like, Alex to get into that tribal sound in the beginning, but we also had that like tribal energy in a pre-chorus before we got that drop, right? I just think it sounds really like animalistic, and there's a certain like rage to it, like a human inherent rage that comes out, if that makes sense. It just sounds fucking sick. Okay, another pro that I have to this is that I'm looking at the lyrics here, and it looks like it's talking about Russia and what's going on over there, and I respect that and I like that, because it feels like it's angry for a reason too, instead of just, you know, screaming a bunch of nonsense just for the sake of sounding heavy. But instead there's actual true passion through these lyrics, and that's what I like. So the song not only just sounds cool as hell, but is also like has meaning to it too, with something that's actually going on in the world, right? But another pro, just like instrumentally, was actually pretty sick. I hear that Slipknot influence still with some of the riffage, but Evgeny's drumming is fucking incredible. There's no denying. Holy shit. But like they had enough like sections to kind of divvy up the rhythms a little bit to keep things interesting. Also they had like a little death metal section with just blast beats and that chord progression, which sounded cool, and highs coming from Alex, and then the good mix of that tribal kind of those breaks, which sounded really cool too. But yeah, another pro, Alex's vocals. It goes without saying, the dude's an absolute monster behind the mic. But one thing that I thought sounded really cool was that glitchy, rattling, like guttural that he was doing was just weird. It sounded really sick. I don't think I've ever heard a vocal style like that from deathcore, so that was just really cool. More sounds that other deathcore vocalists are going to be starting adding to their like dictionary of things to do in deathcore vocals. I don't know if dictionary is the right word. Who gives a shit? This song kicks ass. Breakdown was solid too, but let's move on to the cons. And my cons with this is the breakdown. Although it was sick, it did feel very similar to Demolisher in that regard, in terms of like the build up, not the execution in terms of rhythms. The rhythms were different from Demolisher, but just because like how it was set up and how it played out felt like, okay, this is just like another Demolisher. And I think just the surprise wasn't there for me, because like Demolisher is one of the most like popular breakdowns in metal, really. So hearing that again, I'm like, oh, okay, this sounds sick, but it just didn't have that same punch. And I think it's because it already kind of happened in Slaughter Prevail's discography, so it wasn't very surprising to me, even though it still sounded pretty good. Overall, this song kicks ass. My rating for this is 8.3. Just fucking solid deathcore. But that is my thoughts on Slaughter Prevail Viking. I'm curious to know what your thoughts are, so comment down below. Spice up my life. Guys, what you think of this song? I'd love to know. Also, if you've gotten to this point of the video, haven't clicked off yet, then I appreciate you, man. Feel free to hit that subscribe button. Feel free to leave like, enjoyed the video. But on that, thank you for tuning in. Until next time. Peace.